Well, in just a little under a month, the county of Rocky View will be taking under advisement an application for a gravel pit. That in itself is not news, but it's where this gravel pit is going to be located, literally on the doorstep of the Big Hill Springs Provincial Park. And that has a good number of people rightly concerned. And it's a real pleasure to introduce Harry Hodgson. He is with the Friends of the Big Hill Spring Provincial Park to join us and talk about this gravel pit operation. Harry, good morning, and thanks for taking some time.
No problem. Glad to be here. And yeah, I just hope to get the word out.
Well, along that vein, when you heard the gravel operation was being proposed, what was going through your mind and the minds of residents in the immediate area?
Well, when it first started, like anybody, nobody wants to live beside a gravel pit. And then we hear the proximity to the park and what it could do to the park. We had a hydrogeologist consultant involved, and he's told us the potentials of if they build a pit here, what it's going to do. And it's frightening, to say the least.
So from your understanding of what those threats are, I'm looking at some reports saying that the aquifers could be, I mean, the mine could be within 3 feet of some of the key water flow areas.
Exactly. And building the aquifer within 3 feet is one thing. Like if there's an accident, just by digging the hole affects the aquifer. Like removing that 20 or 30 meters of overburden is going to affect the water. It's going to change the temperature. It's going to add turbidity to the water. It's going to change the chemical composition. And depending on the severity, it will kill the creek, actually. It will kill the creek. It's just a matter of how long it takes them to dig their hole, really.
So, and talk a little bit about the park itself. It's not a big park, as I understand, but it is one that is a lot of people like to go and walk in and enjoy what it has to offer.
It's a pretty amazing park. It's only 70 acres in size. But it gets over almost 250,000 visitors each year. It's got some unique tufa rock formations that kind of make it unique, and it's more of a historical site than anything as well. Like it started off as a park, and it was a creamery. So we just wanted to get to know. And there's so many visitors out there, and building a gravel pit within 800 meters is asinine. I can't believe it's happening.
It seems to be a trend. You're no doubt aware of the issue of the gravel pit up in the North Raven and area, and the impact that may have to one of Alberta's premier spring-fed rivers. Before we leave the park scenario, though, the other interesting point to this is that the province has spent something in the neighborhood of in excess of $1 million on work in the park itself.
That's correct. It's currently closed right now just because of the volume of visitors. They have to, they're doing a refurbishment on it. Yeah, $1.2 million of refurbishment is currently happening right now, and plans to reopen here in the summer.
One of the interesting things, I guess, that could be a byproduct of this mine is a crystal silica. I'm probably not saying that right, but it is an airborne byproduct of the active mine itself, and could pose a real health risk.
It is. It's crystalline silica, which even the gravel industry know is a health hazard. It's a known carcinogen, so a cancer-causing ingredient. And it's going to be approximately 800 meters from the park, where they put this gravel pit, and they can't control the dust or the noise. It's going to change the total experience of visiting the park. The dust and the noise, It's not quite much of a nature walk, if you ask me.
So, Harry, as I said off the top, approximately, I think a little under a month before the county actually considers this application, what would you like folks to do in order to send a message to the county that this is just not acceptable?
Yeah, what we need to do is there has to be letters of opposition sent in. That is before, that is February 17th, before 4:30 on the 17th. Or if they want to do a little video presentation in opposition, that has to be sent in the day before, up to the day before. That they can wait till to do that. But yeah, more letters and video in opposition, the better. We need to get it done. We've seen in the past where if there's no opposition, they think everybody's okay with it, and they just approve it. They've already approved this pit once, and it was challenged in court, and it was quashed. They quashed the public hearing, and because they didn't have a cumulative effect study done, and they also didn't follow their own original guidelines. So, but now the county is appealing, spending more taxpayers' money. It's ludicrous. I don't know.
Has your group made a presentation to the county?
No, our only public engagement is during this public hearing where the land redesignation is. Even the Alberta provincial government won't get involved, like the Alberta Environment and Parks, not until it's already been approved as a gravel pit, and then there's an issue is where they'll get involved. Like it's all at the county level right now.
Yeah, my understanding is that once the county approves, if it does, then AEP would look at the environmental mitigation element of what the mine has in mind to limit its impact, but AEP won't look at it as in the terms of is this a good idea or not. They just simply look at what the byproduct would be and what the threat to the environment would be. Which it does seem like I guess that's the system we've got. We've got to work within it. But to your point, I think it's absolutely critical that people get out and voice their opposition to what is being considered. And from what I understand, there are lots of other places that gravel can be mined from. Often this turns out to be a low hanging fruit. It's a good place to dig. It's cheap, that kind of thing.
Well, that's exactly. Rocky View has an abundance of gravel. Like all we're asking for is not to build this close to the provincial park, because it will affect the park. It's undeniable. I don't know how they would even think of approving this pit, but it's already been done once, and we just got to put a stop to it.
All right. Harry, is there a place where folks can go in terms of a website or contact information if they need more details and would like to get involved and write those letters? We also have our website. We're also joined forces with Big Hill Creek Preservation Society. So it's bighillcreek.ca, or if you want to go to the county, there you can find out where and how to actually do the presentation, like the Rocky View County, and do the presentation or find out how to do the presentation on their site in these new COVID rules, because there's no public engagement. You can't go to and speak at the public hearing at all, which is another issue. I don't even know where my phone is. Sorry. Yeah, nothing is easy. That's for sure. Well, listen, Harry, we wish you guys all the best of luck. Keep us posted. You're welcome here anytime. And if there's other things that we can do to help get the message out, then all you need to do is send us a note. We'll get you back on. Thanks again.